This team has allowed me to get 500 MMR points. It's just a single day within 24 hours, and it is mainly due to the DUSK on the front lane. Now, the DUSK on the front lane is very specific, and I have to give shout out to Mr. Indus from Axie GG. I saw him playing this DUSK, so I decided to pick it up, and it has Redia, Goda, Beach, and Cattail. I think Beach is not the best card on it. Caterpillars would be a lot better, but those DUSKs don't really exist, so I decided to pick this one up. In the mid, I decided to go for a Jaguar, and my backlane is the usual spiky wing. So let's see how this team performs. But it's currently sitting at about 2,100 MMR, so 500 MMR points from the last video where we finished our budget team. So let's start the first game off with a little bit of a replay. I think this game is a great representation of what this DUSK can actually do. Round 1 we both go for a skip, then we'll go into some live games as well. So round 1 we go into a skip, round 2 it's full out attack. I go for a Jaguar, double Piranha, try to take this plant down as quick as I can. We do manage to hit a crit strike, and then with the help of a Beach Cattail, I do manage to bring this plant down. I did play the red ear, but he didn't play any offensive cards. I was hoping for some hairs to come through in round 2 just so he can pick up on more cards, but my opponent did have a different plan for this game, and that was to kill me back to front. So that's exactly what he did. He launches an attack on my backlane utilizing the eggshell, the blackmail, and the hair. That doesn't kill my Aqua necessarily, but he does finish it off with his mid lane DUSK, and he gets some energy for it as well using the double Nemo. So now he's comfortably sitting on 3 and 5 energy. Next round he has a bunch of cards, and what he decides to do next is launch another backlane attack. I play shield on my front lane, completely misreading what this situation is all about. He keeps attacking my backlane, Catfish, Bumpy, and now I'm left with a Goda and quite a lot of energy. So I decide to go for the double Goda. He skips, and that's unfortunate for him because I do steal his energy points. Now, what can I do in this situation? I go for a single Cattail, hoping for the hairs to come through so I can pick up on some cards. That doesn't happen, and I'm still sitting on a comfy amount of energy. My opponent again has 0, and now that he's seen what my double Goda can do, he has to use his energy, otherwise he will lose it to my Godas. So that's exactly what he does. He goes for the Nemo, he goes for the Catfish and the Bone Sail, and I just keep using my double Godas to not only inflict as much damage as I can on this DUSK, but also to keep energy of my opponent very low. Now he goes for the double hair, realizing that he needs to draw some Nemos on his DUSK to have at least some energy going forward, but that only gives me extra cards. And now with the red ear, there's no way that he will break me, only having 2 energy on a bird, so I can keep spamming my Goda just in case he does have some energy left over. I kind of lost track in the game, I'm not gonna lie to you, but that was enough to take this game down. So you can see how this DUSK can actually 1v2 if you have the energy left over. I completely misread the early parts of the game as well as the mid parts of the game where he was attacking my Aquas. My Aquas didn't do that much, but the DUSK was good enough to carry through these rounds. So let's jump into a live game and see how we can navigate this team. So looking at that replay, I think this team would actually be good enough to take part in tournaments. And speaking of tournaments, Zen Sportia recently hosted the Battle of Guilds tournament. It was a great tournament, and YGG took home the title. The tournament had $5,000 and 5 million sports token as prizes. Currently in the Discord of Zen Sports, you have a bunch of giveaways happening, such as half Ethereum giveaway, and they also have a whitelist contest for their NFT collection of Zen Sportian, which allows you access to plenty of features such as exclusive tournament for NFT games such as Axie Infinity. The next Axie tournament from Zen Sports will be the Zen Sportsia NFT Mint Axie Invitational, happening on April 2nd. $10,000 will be up for grabs for people who own a Zen Sportian, and $10,000 will be split amongst the winners who correctly guess the winner of the tournament on Zen Sports Discord.
Welcome to Zen Sportsia. The year is 2138, and much has changed from the world we know today. Athletes are bigger, faster, and stronger than they have ever been before. The line between man and machine is paper thin, evidenced by the metaphysical arenas they compete in and the complexity of the games they play. To be a Zen Sportsian, you need to excel both on the field and in the arena. with weekly exclusive esports tournaments, exclusive daily fantasy and sports betting opportunities, and a roadmap like no other. Zen Sportsia is the place to be. Minting begins on March 28th, and whitelist spots can be earned throughout the coming weeks. Good luck. You might just need it.
Now in game number 2, we are facing a plant and a Disablsaurus. I see a rise of Disablsaurus lately. I think they are slightly coming back into the meta for some reason. Not really sure why that is. But let's go for... Actually, let's skip on the Nemo. I don't want to give him energy just in case he plays it serious. So I do decide to go for the Jaguar double beach. The beach doesn't do the extra damage because obviously it's going quite fast. That's why I would have liked to have caterpillars actually rather than the beach, but he can't have everything perfect. He does go for the double parasites and a cactus, so he doesn't have any energy left over. So I'm not in the threat of an immediate kill here unless he has exactly double sandal. We'll see whether that's actually a thing. I'll go for the Cattail. He does have a cactus and possibly a sandal with a pincer, so he might actually just have enough for a kill. Yeah, he will have enough for a kill. I should have played the red ear, but he doesn't have any energy, so that's a good point. We can actually skip on this unless he plays a green thorn. Shouldn't be that big of an issue though. We do have 6 energy. My opponent has just 4. And now I can move in for the kill, right? We can definitely get a kill here. He can play the double chili, which will give him 100 shield. Let's see what we can do here. 140 shield on the bug, and a little bit of damage coming from the Disablsaurus. He probably will not kill me, which is good, but he does disable me. I will still be able to use the Jaguar, no longer able to use the Acro, so unless he crits I should be fine, and we are fine, but I can no longer use my cards, and that's an issue. That is definitely an issue. Let's go for a couple of these, take this bug down. He doesn't use any disable cards. Now that should be a mistake. That gives me a little bit of an advantage here. I don't even grab the kill, do I? Yeah, I should have went in for a kill, unless I crit. That's obviously helpful, but does take my spiky wing. Very unfortunate. Actually, very unfortunate. Let's go for this. Let's go for this. I think that's the best thing that I can do. He does go for the green thorn, and there's nothing that I can do about this. So now we are playing a 1v1 versus a Disablsaurus. I don't draw a spiky wing. Come on. Now he will disable my mouth and my horn, right? So let's get rid of all these cards so that I'm not holding any mouth or any horn cards. We do deal a decent bit of damage, nothing too crazy, and all I can really use right now is just my coys and my spiky wings. Now will that be enough to take this game down? He still has 3 energy for the next round, so let's go for this and try to do best that we can out of this situation. Again, he goes for the same combo, which is exactly a Kestrel hot chili and then a green thorn on top of it. And unfortunately that is enough to take us down. If I had a spiky wing the round before, I think it would have been a little bit better. But you can't have it all. Also, killing that bug, probably should have went in for a kill and making sure that my mid lane survives 1 round longer. That would have been helpful as well. A little bit of a mistake, but let's jump into game number 3. Game number 3, we are facing quite a similar team. Looks like people are going for the Jaguar a little bit as well. I think it's a very good card that provides you with a lot of just flat damage, but still a decent bit of shield. My opponent does decide to go for the serious pumpkin, and not going to get my energy and not going to get any damage through. That's always a good start. I think I'm allowed to skip this part. He's only sitting on 3 energy, so there's no immediate risk that I will lose my DUSK, and hopefully we draw a red ear going from there. It's very rare that I get a Goda on my starting rounds as well. Haven't really seen it that often. Now I get it, but obviously can I use it? He's sitting on 5 energy. He can move in for the kill. 520 is the total stats that I have. Should be enough. Actually, I'll go for this as well. Oh no. Does my Goda proc off is the question. I think it just will, just to kill on the last stand. Now my opponent is sitting on a crap load of energy. And I draw quite crappy cards, I'm not gonna lie to you. This is not good. And then because if I use these cards, then I can no longer use my mid lane. Yeah, I think this is just a skip. And because I'm not gonna be able to kill this one, he will play quite a lot of shield. He will go for the Acros, he will go for the Jaguar. So about 120 shield coming through. And again, I don't have a red ear. I think with a red ear, I actually survive here. 150 shield. Yeah, I would have been okay. I would have been okay with a red ear. So again, bit of a crappy draw. He still has enough to kill me right here. Again, not a fan of it, but what can you do? I'll go for the attack and try to play 1v1 from there. Hopefully we do manage to get double koi and try to outplay him that way. But I think that my opponent will actually have a double koi as well, as he hasn't used any of them. So an interesting battle. If I don't try Spiky Wing, but instead an Angry Lamb, I do win. And that's very unfortunate that my opponent now will have a double koi and I will not be able to do anything about that. So this is pretty much a loss again. A little bit unfortunate on the card draw, like not getting a red ear for 3 rounds is definitely not good. And then again, not getting the koi, not even the Oranda to save my day. I'm sitting on a double Spiky Wing. He doesn't kill me, I don't kill him, but he's going first, and that's really, really unfortunate. So not the best showing of this team, if I'll say so myself, but you have to trust me. I've shown you the history before. It does work very, very well. Now let's jump into the marketplace and see how much this team actually costs. So the Dusk on the front lane does have a red ear, a Goda, Cattail, and then what do we have? We have a beach as well. So there's only 3 of those for sale, right? With 58 health, actually 2 with 58 health and 1 with 56. So I would go for the 58 health. You can go for the plant as well, that has a little bit of a lower speed, because that would actually help you to proc off the beach as well. So you can go for that unless you really want the speed, then obviously go for the Dusk. If you look at a Caterpillar, which actually could be a good counterpart, you can see right here, that's 56 health on a plant for $250. If we move over to the mid lane, we have a Nemo, a Piranha, Acro, and then a Jaguar as well. We are very vulnerable towards a Gravelant, but with 53 speed we are often better than some of the other Aqua mid lanes, and for $95 you can grab yourself an Aqua like that. And then the Spiky Wing back lane is a very, very standard Spiky Wing, Koi, and then we have an Oranda and Lamb as well. So that on, what is it, 54 speed I believe, and that is just $100 if you want to purchase that for yourself. So not the most expensive team, but definitely one that's worth looking at. And then jumping into the last game, I want to make a little bit of a change. We can actually change this back lane if we don't really feel like Spiky Wing is something that we need. We can go for the Might Bite one. This one has a little bit of a higher damage with the Blue Moon as well, and then the Might Bite does offer some flat damage, higher flat damage. If we are not facing that many reptiles or Dusk, we can definitely use this one. So we are facing versus a very meta team from what it looks like. I've seen these bugs around. I don't think this is the optimal one, but let's see. Not much that I can go for here, right? I think I'm just gonna stop on a Cattail, and then we will go from there. He does have quite a lot of bug cards, so getting another Cattail will definitely be helpful right here. We could go for damage. I don't really want to lose energy to him, but I think I'm gonna have to just hold on this one, because I don't have cards to attack him with. He does go for the double Goda. That does not help me, but we do get a double Nemo in exchange, and with the red ear we do manage to hold on. So he used all 5 of his energy, so there's not really a threat that he can kill me unless he goes for a caterpillar or a pokey as well, I guess. So I can't play another red ear. Not sure if this will be a good idea though. Let's try and make this one survive a little bit longer. So he does go for some more shield from this Dusk. Now this Dusk is now exhausted from cards. He no longer has any cards that deal damage or shield him up. He already used the sandals, the beaches, the Gugus, so I can easily calculate the exact amount of damage that I need to kill him. Now question is, does he use this backline Aqua to kill me this round? Because he's been trying to kill me for the last couple of rounds, and he has to know that I will be unleashing an attack right now. So let's see if we can make this double Goda work. If we do, I think it's a win, because he's trying to save energy and I'm not gonna allow him to do that. So I go for the double Goda, and now he's sitting on fuck all of energy, and we can definitely try and bring this bug down using just one combo. And with that in mind, he actually hasn't used a single card from this bug, and now he should be then going down, and then bringing this Aqua down shouldn't be an issue, as he doesn't have the biggest damage output versus my Aqua. So this is a good example of how this team should actually work, and the idea behind this team is to have a Dusk that doesn't simply die. If you have seen the red ear in the round 2 or round 3, then you know that this works very well. Simply, it works very, very well. Trying to kill a Dusk with a red ear is a tall task, especially if you have quite a lot of Aqua cards. In this example, my opponent did have a lot of Bog and Beast cards, and he still wasn't able to break through this Dusk, right? He had the Beach that procced off on the Dusk, he had the Caterpillar, he had the Sandal, he even had the Pokey coming through, and that still wasn't good enough to break through this Dusk. So hopefully this game has shown you a little bit better on how this team operates, and I will see and update you on how far I can go with this team. Hopefully we'll get into the top 100, as it is the last week of season 20, so I will be making a push. And if you guys have enjoyed this episode, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel for daily playthrough and content, and I will see you in the next one.